Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to write a good thesis statement. We're going to be going through the basics because a thesis statement is something you're going to be using in history and English classes. So I'm going to give you 4 questions after this that are good things to kind of get you started when you need to make a thesis statement, which is going to be like the theme of your essay when you get started. So first thing to ask yourself is, do I understand what the topic is asking? So what is the essay question or the essay prompt asking? And you want to make sure you understand what they're looking for. And then after that, you're going to ask, what do I think? So you're going to come up with an answer for yourself that answers the essay question. And once you have some sort of idea in your head that answers the question, that's going to be like the theme of your essay. That's going to be your essay topic. And when you get down to more formal writing, that's going to be what your thesis statement is going to be. And so after that, once you have kind of a general thesis statement in mind, you want to make sure your thesis statement is something that's debatable. Is this someone could disagree with, or is it just like a fact that you're stating? And finally, you want to make sure that your thesis statement has evidence that you can use to support it. So is there facts from history you can use, or evidence from the book you're reading that can support this thesis statement? You know, if it answers the essay question and is something that you can argue with, but you have nothing else to use in the rest of your essay that are going to serve as examples, you need to come up with a new one. So there are 3 things that any good thesis statement should do. So your thesis statement should answer the essay question. It's going to be the theme of your essay. And second, your thesis statement should be an argument that someone could disagree with, not just a fact that you're stating. And finally, the rest of your essay should be pieces of evidence that support your thesis statement. So you want to make sure that there are pieces of evidence that your thesis statement's grounded upon. So we're going to go on and we're going to do a pulse check. I'm going to give you 3 examples of pretend thesis statements that are talking about what we're talking about in history. So talking about the clauses and compromises from the Constitutional Convention. So you're going to give me thumbs up, thumbs sideways, and thumbs down to let me know what you think. Is it a good thesis statement or not? And then I'm going to call on you and ask why. So, Jessica, can you read this thesis statement for us?
The Connecticut Compromise created a bicameral Congress with a House of Representatives and a Senate.
Okay, guys, what do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways? Caroline, why do you think it's thumbs down?
Because it's just stating a fact.
Right, there's no argument. You can't disagree with this, exactly. But it does relate to the essay question, so that's good. All right, Millie, can you read this one for us?
The Connecticut Compromise was the most important compromise of the Constitutional Convention.
Okay, what do we think? Thumbs up, sideways, or down? Okay, Jess, why do you think it's sideways?
Well, you can argue with it, but you can't really use evidence in your argument.
Yeah, exactly. So they could go a little bit above and beyond to get a little more specific. Okay, this is your final thesis statement. Jessica, can you read this one for us?
The Connecticut Compromise was the most important compromise of the Constitutional Convention because it ensured that big and small states would be adequately represented in Congress.
Okay, what do we think? Why do you think that, Caroline? Why did you give it a thumbs up?
Because it's a thesis you can argue with and you can back it up with evidence.
Yeah, awesome, exactly. So it fits all our criteria, that it addresses the essay question. It's something you can disagree with, not just a fact, and we know that there's evidence that can support it. So that's awesome. So we're going to do a little chant that we have to remember what we need to go through when we're doing thesis statements. So it's to the hand game, patty cake. So just to go through and look at what it talks about. So the beginning talks about how important it is to have a good thesis statement in any paper. Next it talks about how important it is you read the essay question, make sure you answer it, that you have your own point, and that you have examples afterwards to back it up. So I'm going to do the first round, and if we can, then you can chime in afterwards. So if we can get the hands going as a group, and then I'll chant and then you do. So.